Hello, hello. I'm back again for another episode of Tholrosat. And let's see, so what are the updates? The last time I recorded, my husband was like, "Where are the cat ears?" So I charged them again, paired them, they turn on, they work. And then I tried to install OpenRazor and polychromatic to actually get the lights to sync with my laptop and my mouse. And at this point in time, I haven't figured that out yet. It's still not showing up in polychromatic as a device. But by next time, I'll have that figured out. I just didn't really feel like messing around with it any more than I already did this afternoon. So things are moving along slowly. The new lapel mic appears to still be working, so I'm going to stick with it. Now, after the last episode, I had said that in this episode 3, there would be war no matter what. And I played the game on my own for about 20 more minutes, maybe half an hour. And then I got the notification that some goblins had come knocking. And so as we rejoin the dwarves, we can see, let's see, 3 goblins here, another 4 on this level, and then we have a battering ram. And now I should mention that when the siege update came out back in, what was that, November, I was really excited about it. And I didn't want to play any sieges without recording them. Like I wanted, and I didn't want to look up what other people were seeing and doing that were pertinent to the update, because I wanted it all to be like a fresh surprise when it happened to me. So that being said, it's like March, and this is my first time actually seeing a battering ram. So this is exciting. Once again, before I unpause, let's take stock of our situation. So obviously the game auto pauses when there's a siege. So I don't know if what I see here is how many there will actually be. It could be huge. At this particular moment, my troops are not training. Let me see here. So what I'm going to do now is, again, before I unpause, I'm going to get a few things kind of prepared here. I hope that this is the right way to do things. I could be doing this incorrectly. And if I am, I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. But what I've done is I've taken the four squads, and I've just assigned them to go up on the roof. So presumably then they'll see the goblins when they come close. It occurs to me also that I do not have any kind of a burrow at this point. The very first thing that I'm going to do is, let me make sure that this is linked to the bridge. I am going to pull this lever to pull up the drawbridge. That'll be a top priority action. And then I suppose once that's done, then I'll have to assign everybody indoors to a burrow. So I guess I'm probably going to screw up here, but that's okay. I did promise conflict, and here it is. So I'm unpausing. I just want to see how many goblins we get. Okay. So this looks fun. We have a fair number. Good. Good. So they are slowly making their way. Oh, crap, and I don't have grates. Let me see if that's going to be an issue. At the moment, no. At the moment, my lack of grates over my openings is not going to be a problem. Okay, let's see what happens here. This is about to be really stupid, isn't it? Okay. So we have how many invaders roughly? Okay. Fun. I probably don't need to worry too much about a burrow. Hey, how did he get in there? Or is this one of mine? Uh-oh. Oh, God. What happened? They all jumped in the moat. Of course they did. I do have bolts, but let me take just a minute to go down to the siege workshop and probably make some more. Well, I need some ballista arrows. Okay, so we have an ambush on top of an ordinary raid. This is kind of ridiculous. All right, well, let's see what happens. Notifications. Okay, so we have our 4 idiots that jumped in the moat. Isn't that so typical? Okay, a glass furnace has been destroyed. And that was where? Here. Okay. Just taking a look at what's going on inside. Mounted goblin hammerman. We have a competent commander. Oh, that's good. How recent were those migrants, I wonder? Okay. So let me think about this. Let's be practical here. Presumably what I want to do is leave my crossbowman up here guarding and firing on anybody who gets close enough. The night watch here, I suppose. I suppose I'll put them there. Okay, let's see what happens. Where's our commander? Okay. And apart from this one here, are they getting in? Okay. Let's give that a try. So the question now is, and I'm just thinking out loud here as I'm playing, do I rush out there to fight them? Do I wait out the siege? Is anything happening up here? It looks like no. A child. See, now this is the kind of thing that kind of almost makes me want to just rush out there. Of course, I'll have to lower the drawbridge. Not to mention here, I've got some people that are assigned that I don't really want to actually take out into combat because I was training my queen, my manager, my bookkeeper, and some other dwarves, just to raise their defenses a bit, but not with the intention of actually taking them out. So just really quickly here, where's my manager? Eater. Yeah. We don't actually want him to go out. So we need to throw somebody else in instead. Back to squads. Someone's died already because he jumped in the moat, and that's what happens. Okay, the queen. Who else? I just don't want to miss anybody that's too important here. Yeah, that's our mayor. That's kind of a big deal. I think I want to keep the mayor, you know? We do need Mark's dwarves. I feel like I can risk one diagnostician, but maybe not two. So we'll put Rigoth in there. Oh no, we'll put Sazir, and then, oh, let's see. Going to the night watch now. I hope that what I'm doing here is making sense. It makes sense to me. I just want to make sure that my bookkeeper, my broker, and so on and so forth are not in harm's way. Okay. I don't think this is going to go super well. Oh, and by the way, I should mention that this is the first interaction that I've had with these goblins. I mean, I can see that my civ is at war with them, but this is the first time I have had any dealings with them myself. And oh. Yeah, what the hell? Let's get the party started, I guess. This really isn't going to go well. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep the game unpaused, keep it rolling. So the silver lining here is I had too many dwarves. My population had really boomed. And now that's going to be somewhat less of a problem. Unfortunately, I have a lot of dwarves to bury now. Unhappiness is awful. Oh, the poor dwarven child. Okay. So I know I have things to work on for next time. So one of the first things that I need to do is decide where to put some new coffins. It doesn't really matter where, I think, but you know, aesthetics. I could put them in the stairwells here. Meanwhile, multitasking as usual, continuing to build rooms. Oh, there we go. And also, let's cut a few more. Oh God, that guava. That shouldn't be so close to the moat. Oh, we have a petition. The Coven of Wisdom requires a temple. Who wants to bet that it is the third denomination of Nunok? Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Maybe soon, but not right this moment. Chairs, let's see what else. I need one here. Hey, bud. Do you want to come and join? Do you want to come sit over here? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the goblins came and invaded. Let's actually check to see. You're not in the picture. Look at you. Okay. So I had a bunch of goblins invade, and I had my archers up on the roof, and that wasn't really doing much. And I had here, look, I had a catapult and some ballistas, and they're loaded now. Stand ready, but do not fire. I think that's what we need. There. So yeah, I got my people up here to kind of man the siege equipment, and then I had my archers up here keeping a lookout. I had the drawbridge raised, and none of that was really doing anything. And meanwhile, I had dwarves that were stuck outside, and they got murdered. They got murked by all these goblins, you see. And so in the end, I decided to just go ahead and put the drawbridge back down, send all the dwarves out to fight, and then a few of them died, but we won for now. But now that the goblins have invaded us once, then they're going to come back. You can be sure. So I need to make sure that I'm ready.
That is a lot of dwarf blood.
Oof. Well, the good news is most of that dwarf blood rained out of the sky and did not actually come from my dwarves. That's the good news. Oh no. Okay. We have, oh, let's see, a bone carver. Let's see, a wood burner. Let's get them training, huh? Mm-hmm. Now take a look at my dwarf happiness. Does it look good or not good?
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guess what? That's it. That is exactly what ends up happening when I play Dwarf Fortress. Like they start out okay, but then they all end up getting mad for all sorts of reasons. The lack of chairs and
lack of chairs. Mm-hmm. I think for you, because you're a newer player, you're still working on like getting the basics set up at the beginning, like having enough food and drink for them. Now, for me, usually in a typical game, I don't have much trouble with their happiness at the beginning, because I mean, I do a lot of decorating, which makes them happy, and they have their drinks. You know, they have the stuff that they want, but In this particular case, they just hate the environment. They hate the dwarf blood. They hate the evil biome. And if I'm smart, I will get them underground and keep them there. If I want to actually see the happiness rise over time, I'm going to have to get them underground and keep them out of the dwarf blood, period. So sorry, I'm just taking a look at what I can loot. The trouble with the goblin armor is that it does not fit the dwarves. So you can see that all the goblins I killed dropped a bunch of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Tunics and whatnot. And if I click on one of those and read the description, it'll say that it's sized for goblins. And my dwarves will not wear it. Now, if I have a goblin in my civilization, then they'll happily wear it. But my dwarves will not. They don't have any use for it.
They seriously dropped all that stuff?
Well, they came at me with weapons and armor. And they got murked. So they dropped all that stuff.
Did you see how there was that like purpley stuff
on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
What purple stuff?
Like I saw some like.
Give me 1 second here. Corpses. Ooh. Too many dwarves. Yeah, give me just a minute here. And what I'm doing is going through and, you know what? I really don't care about footwear. I'm more interested in weapons. But, oh, what I was going to say was when the goblins come and they're wearing iron armor, what you can do is collect it, bring it inside, and you can melt it down. And then you basically get free iron. And you can reforge that into stuff that your dwarves can actually wear. And we call that goblinite. Even though it's just iron. But it's iron that you don't have to actually mine yourself. You just have to go to war a lot. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to worry about everything on the list. But yeah, definitely ammo and quivers and things like that. I want to loot those. Okay. We need to plop down some coffins. Are you leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just doing some housekeeping here. I think it is not a bad time to start smoothing some of these spaces out. Although I have less of an overpopulation issue than I did 10 minutes ago. I want to give the dwarves something to do. And I think we have way more bookcases and cabinets than we need. Okay. Oh, gosh. I lost my broker too. There won't be another appraiser on this list, will there? No, there won't. Really? Okay. Well, there was one. So I'm assigning my new broker to the broker's quarters. And of course, we have a new captain of the guard. Okay. All right, we've got a human caravan. Let's try to make some money so that we can get some more invaders. Sounds about right. I'm actually going to get rid of some of my lower value furniture. Really? Is that all? Bolt thrower quality probably doesn't matter, so I probably should be selling off the nicer ones. Honestly, though, it doesn't matter to me too much. Okay, that'll do. And it's also occurring to me that it might not be a bad idea to put the giant eagle out here somewhere. Also, what is going on with these cats in cages? It's a bit odd. Okay, and also I'm remembering that I had some training that was happening. Nice. So we'll train the cave crocodiles. And okay, so before I do this trading, I need to make sure that I do set aside some space for the training. And that'll go right there because my animal cage storage is right here. What do I need? Lots of leather, I would say. Hmm. I'm trying to get through this kind of quickly. Let's see, so these are humans, so we really don't need to worry about their oversized armor. Kind of get a little bit of everything going on. Stone, I think, is not such a big deal. I could do with rope. Could definitely do with more water skins, quivers, and backpacks. I think I'm good with that. So we'll do a fairly good sized trade here, and then we can be pretty sure that there's going to be more action from here on out. No food available for taming the cave crocodile. I need meat. So let's pause that. Let's see which animals we have that are unowned that I can actually butcher. And they're all babies, of course. So they won't give me much. Finally, we can train a war dog. Goodness. Would be a waste if I killed the giant warhog, but I want to. Really? I'm looking at these prices here on the left-hand column and I'm thinking, this is at least in part because my broker died and now I have a crappy one with low skill. At least in part. So that kind of sucks. Oof. Really? Wow, goodness, what is even worth all that? Pay 1,000 for a musical instrument? I guess I could. Okay. Now I wish I could butcher those pets. Okay. So we've seen a little bit of battle here. And I definitely have a growing to-do list. Well, I think that I will actually call it quits here for now. And hopefully I can come back soon with something new and exciting to share. Oh, and hopefully next time I'll have the polychromatic lights figured out for the headset. All right. See you soon. Hope you had fun.